Hi everyone, my name is Addy Tello, and the technique I chose for this fun with art video is the torn paper and pasting. And this is a fun technique for students to learn, and it can be used in so many ways, like paper collages and mosaics. I think that's mosaic. Something that's I forgot how you say the word. Like all over design for murals, for three-dimensional pictures. The way that I chose to use this design today was by kind of using it to tie it in to like when we're learning about shapes. So what I would do is that I already have these cut out, and I just took like a white construction paper and I cut it down the middle, and I put like little dashes of the name of the shape, and then I already drew out the shape for them. And I have a triangle, I have a circle, I have a rectangle, and I have a square, and I have a bunch of tissue paper. I cut it all out for the sake of this video, just to make it a little bit easier, because as you can see I don't have a lot of space. I had to find a little corner in my room to film this, but yeah, but I mean, it is torn paper and pasting, so I would probably give them a whole sheet of tissue and just have them tear it, because like when they tear the paper, they could like see like what kind of effects it makes on the paper, like if they tear it slowly or if they tear it fast. But it, I can help them, and if they want, I have all kinds of colors. If they want, they could also use scissors to cut it, and just to see like what different shapes they can come up with. It can be so beneficial for them. So what I would do is, so I'm going to start with the square. So as you can see, I have it dashed out here for them, and I already have it drawn. So I would have them trace out the name of the shape, and they can get as artistic as they want. So they can make a rainbow and just trace out the color. So I'm going to go ahead and do that in different colors. Kids love all the colors, all the different rainbow colors. And I know I actually work at Primrose School of Spring Cypress, and I'm with the 2-year-olds, and we do this a lot, and like they just, I mean, it's really hard for them to trace letters. This would be more like for maybe pre-K or kindergarten, this activity, but they love to mix up all kinds of colors. So I would have them trace out the name of the shape like this, and then what I would have them do is I would have them get their glue bottle and trace out the shape, the outline of the shape first. And I would have them, of course, use regular pasting like this, not a glue stick, like actual, just glue. And I would have them use this because like they could feel it, they could touch it, the stickiness, the tackiness, they could see it on the paper more. And I was reading in the book that people actually, they take the easy way out, like teachers now, and they just use the glue stick because it's much like cleaner and it's easier to use. But it's always good to go with the good old paste, the white paste. And so then what I would do is I would have them choose any colors that they want. So for right now, I'm going to choose this bright green. And for the edge, I would have them crumple up the paper and just line it. So I would show them like how the texture feels different when they crumple it, and what different shapes they make. And they could just glue that all around the shape. I guess I should have crumpled it before we started. But they could like use different colors, like one side can be green, and then I'll get my red. The other side could be red. and they can crumble it all up. Like I would show them how like the paper's big and then it gets tiny, and they could just use all kinds of different shapes and colors. So I'm just doing it really fast. And then I used green and then pink. I used pink for another side. And we just glue it all along the edges. It looks like a very festive. And I don't know if this would count as a 3D technique, but I mean it could be one, because once we finish, like, it's gonna be popping off this crumbly part. It's gonna be popping off the paper. So I guess it wouldn't be 3D, but it'd be close. And then we could use purple. Still using the crumbling technique of the paper and pasting it, and they get finger glue all over their fingers. And then they can put as many or as little as they want. And then what I would do, I would tell them, is to now cover the whole shape with glue, now that they've done the edges. So they've traced it out, they've done the edges. It looks like this. It looks pretty and colorful. So now they can go in and just tear the paper and just fill it in. They can do all kinds of different colors and shapes, and just tear the paper and glue it on there. And they could see what happens when you like overlap two colors, how one dominates the other. And they can get as creative as they want. They can like form different shapes inside the square, or you know, just anything that they want to do, they can create with this paper. They can cut it really tiny and just fill it all up. You can see what kind of shapes they form when they overlap. And like I said, I do work with 2-year-olds, and they really love this method. I'm sure it would work for any age, because gluing and cutting and getting to tear up paper is fun. And using so many colors, that's also fun. And if they're missing a spot with glue, they could just go in there and add some glue. Can put their favorite colors, and like as they're doing this, they could also shout out their favorite, no, maybe not shout out, but like say their favorite colors. And the end product will kind of look like this, but as you can see, it is a square. And like I said, I made different shapes, so they could do a rectangle, and they can do a circle, and a triangle, and any kind of shape can be used with this method. And I really liked it, and I mean, the end product is pretty nice and cute, and I think that they would have a lot of fun with it. So I hope you enjoyed my fun with art technique video. Thank you.